As social media continues to grow in popularity, the consequences of heavy online use have become increasingly clear. While social media can have many positive effects, researchers are aware its potential negative effects can have long-term impacts on teens' mental health and overall well-being, especially on their self-esteem. According to studies, social media use appears to cause a decrease in self-esteem, with the group most affected being girls between the ages of 10 and 14. For instance, Facebook has been pinpointed as a social networking site that attracts adolescents with lower self-esteem, yet worsens the problem as the teens engage in higher levels of social comparison. This can create an even lower, skewed self-image. With every passing year, social media changes the way people interact. When used carefully, social networking sites can connect people to otherwise inaccessible opportunities, information, services, and communities. As a parent, it's important to acknowledge that social media will be a part of your teen's daily life. However, you must also be aware when it has an adverse influence on their self-esteem or mental health. This age group is already more susceptible to self-esteem issues. They're less aware of who they are, who they're becoming, and they're extremely sensitive to comparisons with others, including appearances, clothes, grades, clubs, and other interests. They're bombarded with messages on TV, magazines, and the internet about who they should be and things they should like if they want to be considered cool, accepted, popular, or even normal. Unfortunately, such comparisons are even more rampant online. Worse, it's difficult to get away from, as studies have shown that social media can be more addictive than even alcohol or cigarettes, especially because the internet is free, easy to access, available 24/7, and seemingly harmless. However, numerous studies indicate that social media use is linked to increased risks of depression, anxiety, loneliness, and low self-esteem. Many people, especially celebrities and influencers, use their social media profiles to project a perfect image with carefully chosen and edited photos and videos, many made with different filters or image editing software. As a result, children and teens who follow those profiles may feel their own life is lacking and can begin to feel worse about themselves. For many, comparing themselves to others becomes an unavoidable compulsion, and often tends to make them feel inferior and negatively impact their self-esteem. With social media, the opportunity for social comparison is virtually infinite. Social media can also add stress to a teen's daily life, especially when it comes to evaluating their own social media updates. Each time they post a picture or status update, they can worry about the number of likes, shares, and comments the post will generate. This obsession is yet another opportunity for comparison and potential embarrassment about how others view them, especially if another person's got more attention and positive feedback. It is possible to correct bad social media interactions, but first, a parent has to realize that there's a problem. Even if your child gives off the appearance of confidence, they could have low self-esteem. If your teen speaks negatively about their life, judges themselves, has negative body image, or is hypercritical of their failures, they may be suffering from low self-esteem brought on by the excessive use of social media apps. There are warning signs of low self-esteem: self-deprecation, even when joking, ignoring or discounting achievements, blaming oneself when things go wrong, failing to accept compliments, feelings of anxiety, depression, shame, anger, or sadness, or crippling fear of failure. For teens in particular, there are additional signs: gradually declining school grades, mood swings, refusal to help with household chores or challenges, giving up on a task at the first sign of frustration. If you notice indications of low self-esteem or social media addiction in your teen, it may be time to gently correct the way they use or view social media. Low self-esteem can have lifelong consequences if not reversed, so you'll want to address the problem as quickly as possible. Set limits for their online time. Set boundaries for appropriate times to check social media accounts, and make sure it's never right before bed. Have an honest conversation about how unrealistic social media posts can be. Limit distractions by changing notification settings. Set a good example about healthy social media use. Encourage hobbies and activities that aren't online, especially activities that make your child feel accomplished. Implement each of these tips gradually, discussing each change with your teens so that they know why it's happening. Guide them gently to a healthier mindset about social media, one that will encourage good self-esteem. Unfortunately, social media companies and their platforms have not done enough to safeguard your child's mental health and self-image online, even though it's within their power. If your child or teen has fallen victim to the negative effects of social media use, reach out to the Social Media Victims Law Center. We work to hold social media companies legally accountable for the harm they inflict on vulnerable users. Contact us today to schedule a free consultation and learn how we can help you.